So our final question for today is, what advice do you have for students that want to be writers for TV?
I think the number one thing, and people always said this to me, is like, you have to be writing. If you want to write, you have to write, which is okay. That sounds confusing and like a catch-22. But the truth to that is, you have to have at least one really, really good script. If you want to become a writer, someone's going to want to read you. And if it's not very good, they're probably not going to want to hire you regardless of whether or not they like you or you're nice or anything else. So I think it's important to, pick sort of what you'd like to do. If you want to write comedies, write a comedy, or drama, write a drama. But, now what's so exciting is you can find examples from almost any show or movie. You can find the scripts online. And I encourage people to, pick the thing that they love the most, that's what they want to write. And, find the script and read it a couple times, see what works, watch the movie or show again, see how certain moments on the page translated to the screen, really break it down and study it and do your best to figure out what makes certain things work and really put in your own work. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of revisions. Your first draft of anything is not going to be the thing that's going to get you hired. It's going to take you many drafts and probably many scripts to really figure out how to do this thing. It's tricky. So I think craft wise, you just always have to be reading and writing and rewriting. I always recommend there's a lot of writers podcasts. There's one called Script Notes. There's one called the Writers Panel. These are like invaluable free resources where you can hear actual writers answering questions and talking about their process and how they broke in. And those are very good resources, even from Michigan, that you can be working on all the time. And when you come out to LA, it's really just a matter of finding your people. It's finding other people that are trying to break in and, maybe form a writers group, try and get an internship. Just do anything and anything at all you can possibly think of. Reach out to any alumni of Grand Valley that you can, or any random friend of a friend of a friend, and just do your best to be kind to everyone, put out there what you want and just stay focused on it. It's very easy to get distracted or busy doing other things and not, end up where you want to be.
It's different for everyone how they become a writer. But I do think even, that the two people on this panel who went to Grand Valley, like the path was almost identical, of assistant to writer's assistant to staff writer. I think that is the most common. But even though our journey to get those jobs were different, and if you move out, it will be different for you too. But, I think you kind of need to be here. And you need patience. I don't know how long it took you, George, to get your first writing job, but I was out here 11 years. Mm-hmm. So it is not going to happen overnight. But you do need patience, and, and it's also, I will say, it is important to know, and you might not know until it happens, but like the writing job is not going to fulfill everything. It's a dream job and you get it, but it is important to have a life and to know that this is not going to satisfy everything. And I was lucky enough, when I got promoted, I was, I think, 33, and my grandpa had just passed away, and he was 94. And so I was like, okay, this is a big deal to be a writer on The Big Bang Theory, but like, I might live another 61 years. So like, this can't be everything. But obviously chase it and do it, but have a balanced life also.
Yeah, that's great advice, Jeremy. Yeah, mine, I mean, we're so eerily similar. Mine, I had written a couple freelance episodes, but my full-time staff writer job was 12 years.
Okay.
Since I'd moved to LA. So very similar.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you both touching on that too, because I know sometimes there's this perception that things can happen so quickly, but it is so much about being there, soaking in the knowledge, waiting for the opportunity, showing that you're willing to work hard, and those things don't necessarily all happen overnight.